know
Yes, ma'am.
what South Africans desperately want to know, and me, is who exactly is the Big Five cartel? And while I understand and respect that criminal investigations are ongoing, I want to ask a series of very important questions that will help the people of South Africa and this committee come closer to the understanding of the extent of the capture of the criminal justice system. We want to know who are these thugs that has been feeding drugs to our children. And I stand here today as victim number one. I am an extremely angry South African. I am angry because for years I've been sending information to people and tip-offs about drug dens in my community. And in 2026-25, after 15 years of activism, calling the president to Eldorado Park and ministers, an entire cabinet, having a presidential intervention in my community, and it's business as usual. I could never understand. Today I understand. I have on my phone here dozens of messages I've been made a fool of for years to General Sipia, giving him tip-offs on drugs. So yes, I am angry. You need to help me here today. I've done my own analysis. There are certain things that doesn't matter to me, and then there's this. When you spoke on the 6th of July and you said you touched a nerve, they feed our children drugs, and this is why you see most of our communities cannot go forward, because the entire community has been criminalized. They arrest everyone with 1 and 2 packets of tik, and they don't go after this rot that's here, because they are the rot. So I need you to help me here this evening, because ons kan nie wag vir nog 10 jaar to uncover the mess and uproot it. My first question, what is the primary nature of the relationship between Sipia and Kat Matlala?
What we understand, the relationship will be that of a police officer protecting someone that's a criminal, which is got history and different criminalities, not just one. But it's a criminal relationship between the two.
Let me add to that. Sipia, DNC, second in charge in this country, accused of receiving money from Matlala, being the most senior SAPS official in the cartel. Am I correct?
He's the most feared by another generals.
So he's the most senior and he's the most feared in the cartel. Leaked confidential information through Sergeant Nkosi to give Matlala and Mzwazi, Msibi, and others. Am I correct?
That's correct.
Brought in Rashid Ismail for kidnapping as a so-called expert. Am I correct?
That's a name, correct?
That's a name.
Yep.
Honorable Matthys asked you earlier on, who was the investigating officer? I put it to you, that investigating officer that Sipia was introducing to the families of the victims that were being kidnapped is this man, Rashid Ismail.
We've got on record his transfer money payment with Nangi.
Who is Sergeant Nkosi?
Is a detective that works at the head office.
Am I correct that he acted as an errand boy, intermediary for General Sipia and members of the cartel?
Is one of the runners, as we had depicted on our sketch that we projected earlier.
Got my eie sketchy. He collected money from criminals, worked in organized crime unit, but was effectively detached to run Sipia's errands, collected bags of money and packages from Molefe's house. Am I correct?
Yeah, it's a person who's been moving around a lot. between a group of people.
Okay. Did Sergeant Nkosi, on behalf of Sibia, collect money from members of the cartel, such as Kat, Molefi, Msibi, and others?
Well, I'm not sure. I don't have evidence of money, but what in his own words said to me, he's been moving things between them.
I already touched on this. I'm getting ahead of myself. Who exactly is Rashid Ismail?
I don't know. I don't know who the person is, but of course, even said he's an expert in kidnapping. I don't know who.
But you've heard this name before.
Yeah, well, when the team were investigating and they saw that payment, they told me who the person is. Otherwise, I did not know about
A
it.
payment between?
That Rashid and Nangi, the person that has been a suspect of kidnapping and known as a kidnapping kingpin in Mozambique.
Okay. What is the nature of the relationship between Sibia and Rashid?
From what I gathered is that they are friends working well together, dealing with kidnapping cases.
So let me say this to you. So-called expert involved in kidnapping cases abroad, linked to Sibia, who facilitated his appointment by families to negotiate ransom. This is what Sibia does. And allegedly received kickbacks when the families pay. This is Sibia. This is his guy. He's not even registered. What is the nature of the relationship between General Richard Chibiri, Kat Matlala, Molefi, and Msibi?
What we gathered from the investigation, all members, is that Shibiri was the head of organized crime in Gauteng. When he started investigating issues that touch these drug kingpins, his life was threatened. So he then had to ease up and join the crew. So that what led into him being moved from Gauteng and elevated to be the head of organized crime at the head office.
And Shibiri is the one who tipped off Matlala about the December operation at his house. Am I correct?
I know of Sergeant Nkosi who did that. I'm not so sure about Shibiri's role.
Received money from Matlala, 70,000?
Yeah, well, according to the money that was moved to him in order to pretend as if he did not receive the money, as if it was a loan, he transferred it back, but he got it cash.
And he is the head of SAP's organized crime.
That's correct. He's the one appointed a panel that was chaired by Jarasbia.
I need to breathe. What is the relationship between Feroz Khan and Sibia?
I'm not so sure, but as far as I could hear in the past was that it looks like the relationship was not that good, because at one stage, Sibia had recommended disciplinary steps against Jarrod Khan. But over time, they found convergence around the minister, and then they started working together.
Okay, now we've seen these pictures over the last couple of days. Witness testimony at Madlanga, including WhatsApp messages, suggests a special relationship between Khan and Matlala. Am I correct?
That is correct.
Matlala also allegedly claimed to have provided financial favors to Khan,
That's correct.
including a claim that Khan demanded 2.5 million, but was paid 500,000.
That's correct.
There are also allegations regarding Khan's use of a penthouse in Menlyn.
I heard about that.
Khan is said to be linked to Malema and has been pictured at the same house as the hitman linked to Witness D. This is what's on social media.
That is correct.
What do you have to say about that?
Well, I know they're close. I know Mr. Malema through Khan myself.
What do you know about General Feroz Khan's alleged relationship with individuals linked now to illicit cigarette smuggling, drug dealing, and kidnapping?
Well, it's no secret that Khan had accompanied those individuals during one of the EFF gatherings, political gathering celebrations in Johannesburg. So from there, we could deduct that they've got a close relationship beyond what then the investigation has revealed afterwards.
Do you know about the relationship between Sibia and Stuart Shanik, who appeared alongside him in this very house.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what links the two of them, but I did see the video.
Stuart Shanik, criminal with 34 criminal cases, 18 of which resulted in guilty findings, claims he rented his bulletproof car to Sibia for 60,000 rand a month.
Yeah, well, we are investigating that, Mr. Charlotte's about many other things. So when the relationship started and the nature of the relationship, that I cannot confirm now.
Okay. Let me move beyond SAPS. We're connecting the dots. Who exactly is Steve Mutsumi and what is he involved in?
I still don't know who Mr. Mutsumi. That's why this morning I still asked Sergeant Kosi, who is this Steve Mutsumi?
Could he be the possible principal of the cartel, not the head?
What I know is a person who was very close, was one of the inner circles of the late Mr. Mswazi.
He's a very powerful figure within and outside the police and possibly linked to influencing the appointment of provincial heads of the Hawks.
That's information we've gathered.
Who is Z Kumalo? And are you aware of what he's involved in and why he's involved with directing SAPS investigations and has access to confidential SAPS